Hi, Internet! Today, we're going to be talking about ratio tuners. The tuners that we've been talking about forever, because they're the best tuners in the world, and we just came out with a new version of them. So, for people who have been trying to put them onto their vintage-style guitars, we now have a set that'll fit on there. And you don't have to do any Swiss cheesing or super, intense modifications to get them on. A couple weeks ago, we looked at a couple of these vintage guitars. Vintage the brand, not vintage like old. They're made by John Hornby and Skews, or JHS, in the UK, which is a music instrument and item distributor in the United Kingdoms that maybe you've heard of. Not JHS the pedals. They don't make guitars. They should, though. Of people who know what a guitar should be, pedal dudes are probably up there. These come stock with Wilkinson. I think on one of them they actually have Wilkinson tuners. Also, side note, yes, I did get a haircut. Quarantine has slowly been lifting and vaccines are happening. The world is getting back to normal, almost. It's starting to. It's trying real hard. So yeah. Also, I have glasses so I can see now. I've always had glasses. Now I just touched them and got my greasy guitar hands all over them. So, sit with me as I clean my spectacles. Okay, so, these are pretty affordable guitars. They retail for a couple $100, so a lot of the times with these types of guitars, the hardware kind of suffers. Luckily with these ones, you do get brass saddles, you get Wilkinson pickups, you get a Wilkinson bridge, so you've got some pretty good parts right out of the box on these. So for example, like Squier or Harley Benton or a lot of those affordable guitar companies, they will have parts on them, but they're not that great. So that's how they save money, is by using affordable parts on it. Now, we put the ratio tuners on these. If you haven't heard of them, then let me tell you. They are a different gear ratio on every single string, so that each string reacts the exact same to any tuning adjustments. So it's a half turn, half tone on every string, and they all react the exact same, and it just makes it more concise, consistent, accurate, and awesome. So there's these ones that kind of share a screw in between. There are other ones that are kind of on a plate, where it's all the tuners are just on one plate, and then like they have 1 or 2 or 3 screws. Actually, that's what these ones had. So these ones work on the plate version as well as the kind of standard where all the middle ones share a screw and they have their own individual tuner parts. I did a comparison just to see the amount of time it takes to tune up a guitar from complete out of tune, like the loosest you can make a guitar, and then tuning them right up to pitch. You can see how much faster it is. It's more than a minute. And yes, I am used to these tuners, but that's the thing with these tuners. You can get used to them. With normal tuners, the first string is gonna react one way, and then once you kind of get that, the muscle memory and your brain will just be like, okay, well, it's gonna be the same for that. And then you'll move it the same amount on the next string, and then it'll be all over the place because they don't react anywhere close to the same. So that's what the ratio tuners do. They are just the most consistent, most accurate tuners on the face of the planet. This isn't a marketing or sales pitch or whatever. It's just a fact. They are the most accurate. Period. So we have them in 6-in-line for Fender style headstocks and guitars. We also have them in 3x3. So for Gibson style, the Occlusion Deluxe, where they've got the little flare, whatever it's called on the top, and they have the push-in bushings. Now, I did a video a couple years ago now showing how to get our standard tuners onto a vintage style guitar. Actually, I have that guitar right here. So, this is my Squier Classic Vibe Stratocaster, and I put our ratio locking tuners onto this one. This did have the vintage style tuners, so what I had to do was take one of the sets of the Invisimatch mounting plates that come for free in the box, and I had to kind of clip them so that it would mimic that share a screw plate that those standard vintage style tuners have. Then I had to ream out the front of the headstock because the push-in bushings are a smaller diameter than the standard bolt that screws in for a lot of modern tuners. So if that's something that you're cool with, which, I mean, as you can tell, I don't really care about the pristineness of my guitars, then you can do that. They've been on here for years now, and I've never had to adjust anything, tighten any of the screws. And is it in tune? yeah, still in tune. And still in tune. I haven't tuned this or picked this guitar up for a while. I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. But yeah, so those work great. But now, if you have a guitar that you want these types of tuners on, you don't have to go through and drill out things or clip any plates or do any MacGyvering, which is fun. But you know, you can do that for other stuff, like that porch that you've been meaning to build. So now you can put all your time into that. But we're gonna take a look at a quick sped up video of me tuning the guitars. I had it full length and then realized nobody wants to watch me tune a guitar for 2.5 minutes. So here is the Les Paul style guitar being tuned. And here's it being tuned with the new ratio tuners. I don't know why I keep pausing like this is live and I'm actually I can just edit this. I have the technology. I can edit. I can do that. So as you can see, it is a lot faster, and also if you're going to be doing any drop tuning, just going into drop D, it's pretty simple. Again, you just 1, 2, and you're right there. So it looks like this. So drop tuning and changing going into any open tunings or, you know, dadgad or bomb tunings or anything like that is super quick, super efficient, and you don't have to use any of that brain power of trying to remember how to play Smoke on the Water to tune your guitar. They retail for, I think, 199 Canadian dollars, Canadian beaver tails, which is around 165 American, I think. And it's like 115 Great British pounds of the Imperial Realm. And as far as Australian dollary dues, I don't know, more, probably. Sorry. You can get them on our website, graphtech.com, or you can get them from a local dealer, distributor in your area. And if they don't have them, then yell at them louder, because they're the best tuners and your guitar needs them. You're welcome. See ya.